Welcome to Daughters of the Great Migration, a podcast series.
I'm Felicia Studstill, your host.
And I'm Heather Buchanan, your other host. On our last episode, we shared the first couple of stories about two young black men who moved north as very young men for better opportunities.
We will share more moving on up stories throughout the series.
Each episode of Daughters of the Great Migration shares stories about you, about us, about our community.
We so look forward to hearing from you, our community. At the end of each show, we will list the ways you can get in touch with us to share your stories on the air. This week, we're talking about the unofficial kickoff to summer.
Yes, it's the last weekend of May. It brings to mind memories of summers in my youth. Felicia had the great idea to talk about one popular form of recreation back then, which was card parties.
So many of us have card party stories, not just cards, Keno, dominoes. Maybe you bartended, bus tables of overfilled ashtrays and mostly empty glasses of iced down 7 and 7s, crowns, cognac, or cans of beer. Or you may have played DJ, getting scolded for having Al Green too early in the shuffle or not enough Bobby Bland or Johnny Taylor. Or maybe you remember being sent upstairs so the grown folks could listen to Red Fox or Mom's Mabley as they dealt the cards.
Yes, good times, good memories. So, we'd like to kick off one such story from a friend and a future guest host, Miss Leslie McGraw. Leslie is the owner of Let's Go Media Marketing and Training. She's an accomplished business professional and a creative, but almost more importantly, she has a great sense of humor.
Here is a card party story in Leslie's own words.
No girdles or giggles allowed. We never went fancy. We snatched off the tablecloth and transformed the rickety kitchen table into an Olympic-style tournament table set for 3. Me, Mom, and Grandma. Sometimes a fourth, an uncle or a friend. Sometimes just me and Grandma. But when the tablecloth came off, so did the kid gloves. All the Southern ideals of how a lady should speak and carry herself went out the window. All the things that a child should never say to an elder were allowed, forgiven, and dang near encouraged. Come high, stay at home. Don't play dirty. Study wrong, study long. Insults and smack talk were thrown out to throw the opponent off their game. The serious contemplation of what to play next was intense, and I learned quick that I had to drown it all out in order to stay focused. There was no money or valuables that we were in competition for. Our win was only in the moment. But somehow that was enough. A little wind to keep us going here and there. Bam! The sound effect necessary to accompany the game-changing play. It's no longer a game. I'm no longer a child. I am an opponent who has to be taken down. Now nobody speaks. Sudden moves or extra giggles could raise suspicion. And for someone to say you cheated or reneged in a card game, oh, that was the worst accusation you could ever receive. We were building character and acting free the best we knew how.
Oh, I can think of so many stories like that. One of my favorite card party memories is my cousin Imogene jumping up in her pretty dress because folks used to dress nice to go to other people's houses, slapping her cards on the table loud enough to hear in the other room, cigarette in one hand, just dancing around the table. Pack your bags, baby. We're going to Boston. What's your favorite Rise and Fly story? Please share it with us and we can share it on the air in future episodes. Now, my favorite cart party story, I'm too young to remember personally, but I heard tell of it many times. It was just after my 3rd birthday, and my parents and I had not long arrived from down south. My mother, father, and I, along with a mess of aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, were in Inkster, a small town outside of Detroit where most of our people settled. We were either at my Aunt Cora and Uncle Walter's house with their beige and flock green plastic covered couch, or at my Uncle Ernest and Aunt Susie's with their blue plastic covered furniture. The party ran long and came to that place that good parties do where people have to decide whether to wind it down and wrap it up or buy more liquor and cook more food. Since everything in Inkster closed early at the time, my father and Uncle Ernest went on a beer run to the city, Detroit. After they left and had been gone for what seemed like a long time, someone got the notion to stop playing records and to turn on the radio and TV to see what was going on in the world. This was the night of the Detroit Uprising of 1967. There were shootings and mayhem. All of the adults were in a panic. Why were they gone so long? Who could we all who could we call to find out what was happening? By the time the two brothers came back about an hour and a half later with barbecue and liquor, everyone was stressed and worried. The two were oblivious as to what was going on in the middle of the city. They drove to the east side and missed the whole thing. And that is my most memorable card party story.
That is amazing. And I can just think about the plastic covered couch. It just immediately gave me an image of,
Right.
my
Yes.
childhood and remembering that. In Inkster, I don't
Right.
know if Inkster folks are going to take issue with it being called a town. It was, yeah, everybody, all the families knew each other. Yeah, they knew each other on those streets. Special thanks to our guest, Leslie McGraw. You can reach her at www.letsgoforit.com. That's LES number 4 IT.com. This has been Daughters of the Great Migration. We look forward to hearing from you on our next episode. Remember, be a part of the story.